Hello, my name's Mariana, and today this is a reading for Aries. So, Aries, as usual, I'm doing this reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So, Aries, let me just start with something very unusual for the messages because it seems like your reading today it has two different ways of reading it, or two different layers to the same message. One that could be seen as a very superficial, very practical way of seeing things, which is in fact very good, right? It is very positive, it is very abundant, it is very prosperous. But there is another layer that is a little bit more mysterious and a little bit more intriguing to me as a reader, because it feels like there is some sort of dissecting of the information. And I feel like this has to do with either your practical life or your professional life, your career, like your purpose in life, right? In this 3D life. Um, Also connected to the world, right? Which is also connected to the Pisces reading that I was talking about, how the world needs Pisces, needs all of us. So for you, Aries, it seems like there are two ways of seeing and receiving this message, which I feel like, depending in your story, depending in your journey, maybe you're going to resonate with this more on this more practical side of things, and maybe you're going to reach this deeper layer of information that to me still is a mystery, but I do feel like it has some sort of new path, which is a common path for many. I want to say it's like it's not you alone that I don't feel like this deeper layer is going to be understood or reached just by one person. It's meant to be a collective thing, although there are these two different sides of things, or two different perspectives to the same story. But it all starts, Aries, with this card, the Six of Cups, which is talking about a remembrance. And so I feel like there is some sort of memory that wants to come through from this emotional perspective. And I feel like it seems like this memory that you didn't quite remember that well. And it's almost like you need somebody else to ask you something, or somebody else to remind you of this, because it's almost like there is this conversation that I'm seeing, right? And maybe this is you with your higher self. But just as an example, it's like, imagine if you're just talking to a friend that experienced something with you back in the day, and they have a similar experience, although they have a different memory, but they assume that it's like, by them retelling or remembering that story, it's like they would trigger in you the same remembrance. It's not exactly how you are remembering it, because it's like they're going back to a specific point with the Ace of Swords, that it's not exactly what you remember, which is so fascinating, because there is a little bit of this it's almost like this weirdness. It's almost like you're wondering if you actually went through the same experience that they're telling you, because you try to go back to that same remembrance, that same memory, but it's almost like for you it's hard to pinpoint that, right? I'm thinking about a conversation that I had yesterday with my sister, about a trip that we went together a few years ago. I feel like was it in 2015, or I can't remember. It was a long time ago. So I had a type of memory, or like a specific memory that she didn't, and she had another memory from that same trip that I didn't have, and it felt like, to me at least, and to her as well, maybe because we're twins. It's like she it was kind of like this bizarre experience of just wondering, like, did we go on the same trip together, because I don't remember what you're saying, and she wasn't remember what I was saying. So it's almost like this, Aries. It's like somebody is pointing to you something that you should remember, right? It's like in their mind, you should remember this thing, but it's almost like in your it's like in your investigation, right? Your emotional investigation of this experience, you don't quite remember that specific thing, right? Because this is what the Ace of Swords is saying. It's like that specific thing or feeling, right? Perhaps it's like that specific emotion. Like you don't remember how you felt back then, right? It's like you just remember the practical. That's the thing, the two layers, right? It's almost like you, because the rest of the cards, apart from the two major arcana, all the other three are all practical cards, right? Pentacle cards. We're going to get there. But it's almost like it all starts with this, right? It's like there is this trigger that happens because somebody is asking you, do you remember this, Aries, this specific thing? And you try to go there, but it's almost like it's hard for you to find clarity or like to have this it's like to have this emotion come back to you, maybe because you don't remember, right? Because it's almost like finding this very small object inside of this very complex web. The world card coming next, and because this is the central card, right? It has to do with so many things. And it's almost like the effect that this question brings to you. It's like this web of complexity. It's like there is some sort of attempt to investigate, to find this it's almost like trying to find a needle inside of the hail. Is that how you say it? Is that the expression? um I can't remember, but anyways, I'm very, very bad at remembering these phrases. So maybe that's the thing, right? It's like you try to pinpoint something, but it doesn't come to you. It's like, and there is a little bit of frustration because it's almost like maybe you're thinking like the whole world is able to remember this, or maybe the group of friends, or at least this other, and now you're just generalizing it and saying like the whole world remembers this. How come that I it's like why can I remember this? It's like it feels so obvious to the person that is pointing that out, right? And in this web of complexity, because this is how I'm seeing this, it's like this network that is starting to just fire up in your brain, right? It's like these neurons that are they're trying to work in your favor and trying to find this, right? It's almost like this arrow has been shot, and now it's like you're left there with this eagerness, this desire to find it somewhere in your mind, in your brain, in your memories. But it doesn't belong to your world. It's like this memory doesn't belong to your world. So you remain on the surface level, I want to say. It's like there is work to be done there, because it's almost like, at least here in this superficial way of seeing things, you have more pieces of the puzzle, because the Eight of Pentacles is talking about trying to dissect these pieces, right? Trying to dissect these memories or these facts, right? It's almost like in order to pinpoint, to go back to that memory, there's something that you're trying to find in your, it's like in your past experiences, but it's almost like you're just going to the facts, right? It's like your memory has retained only the experience itself, not the emotion. Maybe that's the reason why it's hard to find the path back to that specific thing, because it's almost like here you have, well, not all of the pieces, right? Maybe you're just thinking that yourself. It's like, if I had all of the pieces, then I would find this one. But since I have many but not all, maybe there's more work to be done. And the work is dissecting from this superficial layer, right? It's almost like you need to dig down, right? It's like you need to dig down because you're just on the surface level, and you are doing a good job, I want to say, right? Because again, it's like this very simple way of reading this message. I would say something like, you're doing a great job. It's like you're fulfilling your purpose in a sense, right? It's like your earthly purpose is being fulfilled. You have some sort of clarity, at least in this superficial level. But because you are being reminded of something that it seems to be like, to have been removed somehow because you just can't find that. It's almost like you're digging and digging and digging, you're dissecting these informations, or it's like this web of complexity because maybe you're feeling like this work is not enough, right? Since now you're being reminded of something, it's almost like maybe it's triggering like this realization in you, or maybe this desire to know about your purpose, specifically because the Wheel of Fortune is coming next. So it's almost like here there is like this very interesting image, like this play of images, like the web of complexity with the world. It's like it's wanting to be simplified, right? The Wheel of Fortune is a little bit more simple, it's a little bit more essential, right? It goes to the core. It goes, especially because the Ace of Swords is right on top of it. It's like it's like truth is very simple, right? And so it doesn't need to be this complex. And it's just fascinating because earlier today I was just listening to the one of the gene keys, the 23rd gene key, which is going from complexity to simplicity and reaching the city of quintessence. So, well, if you don't know, Richard Rudd is like, his work is amazing. And I sign up to the newsletter that he sends every week, and every week is a gene key. So the last one was the 23rd, and he was, I'm just, connecting to the message. It feels like there is, this, it's like this path of putting aside the complexity and working on finding simplicity, because that is the quintessence. This is like the purpose, the true purpose. It's almost like the superficial layer. It's almost like this external purpose. It serves a purpose, right? Because it's the superficial layer, but there is something deeper that it's almost like it doesn't really match. Because what I'm seeing here also, despite the complexity, and maybe this is also something that is creating even more complication, or kind of like this, maybe this lack of clarity, right? Or maybe this lack of simplicity and specificity that is not, it's like it's not desirable, right? It's like it's not something that you want. I don't think it feels frustrating, to be honest, because what I'm seeing with these two cards, the Eight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, it's like that children's game where there are a few blocks in different shapes, right? And there are the same shapes, in a box, and you're supposed to fit the right block, in this hole, right? So it's almost like you have to find the perfect piece for each hole, for each entrance, for each doorway or path. And it's almost like here it's so simple that these blocks are not fitting. So maybe there is this incongruency, I don't know if that's the right word, between the external purpose, the external work, and the true, right? It's like this true, very clear purpose, this deeper purpose for your existence here on earth, right? So what is it's like what all of this frustrating attempt to fit the piece, to fit the block, to fit the work, the external layer into this deeper, more simple, more it's like more essential purpose, is that it starts to question, or it starts to make you wonder, what is the true foundation that you're living? What is the true foundation that this external life is based upon? How and where, and what are the pillars of this foundation, because the Four of Pentacles is coming next. And again, especially because, let me already show you this. The Ten of Pentacles is coming next. So if I were to read these cards on a superficial layer, I would say that your work here on earth is very purposeful, is very fateful. It's like you are fulfilling your destiny in a sense. You are it's like you're just building your life upon a very solid and reliable foundation, and that is bringing you a lot of rewards, financial rewards, physical rewards, practical things that are proving to you that you are successful, that you are, fulfilling your purpose in a sense. But that is not quite it, right? Because it's almost like it doesn't really fit the whole in a sense. It doesn't really enter the essential foundation. It's almost like, yes, this is a very um it's like a very solid foundation, but just for the surface, just for it's like paying the bills, right? Or like it feels shallow to a certain degree. It's almost like it's it's almost like it's all good, right? On the surface level, it's all good. There's nothing really wrong. It's like your family is taken care of. It's like you have abundance. Maybe you have like enough, right, to provide for your family. But again, the 10 of Pentacles, it's almost like this, there is a little bit of this dissecting that I was seeing with the Eight of Pentacles. It's also here because it's like you want to investigate, or maybe your family is starting. Maybe you have somebody, from your family that is triggering this the Six of Cups, and it makes you want to go deeper. It wants to it's like it wants to trigger this investigation of the foundation. So that's the reason why I'm saying the Ten of Pentacles is the card that is symbolizing the shared path. So, and maybe it all starts because there is this remembrance that perhaps you and your family, because you went through the same experience, perhaps you were going to remember the same things, but it's not the case because you seem to, it's like you seem to have focused maybe very intentionally, right, on the practical, on the surface level, to it's like to take care of the practical things, like to take care of like your livelihood, right? The it's like the well-being of your family, right? It's like you were working on the foundation from this perspective. But for some reason, this trigger, this remembrance, this it's like this initiative that is now being passed on to you because somebody showed you, because somebody triggered that on you. It's like there's something that is reaching you now that is making you want to discover more about this and why you're not remembering it, because you have spent a long time thinking that your purpose is on the surface level. But now that that is taken care of, now that that is um established, it's like now you can go deeper, and it feels like you're not going there alone, right? It's almost like there is somebody, perhaps the same person that triggered this memory in you. It's like they want to go there with you. It's almost like they are willing to put in the work to go deeper into your purpose, right? Maybe there is somebody in your life, maybe not necessarily from your family, but I do pick up that there is somebody from your family that is willing to dissect this with you, right? Dissect these pieces, the pieces that you only remember the simple facts, but they're not as simple as now you are investigating, because in fact they are very complex, because they have seemed to be they seem to have been mixed up with the emotions, and the emotions are now in a deeper level that you need to access. And it's only when you truly investigate the foundation upon which your life is now based on, is that you really, it's like it's almost like it wants to reinforce the worth, right? The like how this surface level work is purposeful, but for this thing and not for, it's like it's not the whole purpose, but is a purpose, if that makes sense, right? It's like it is fulfilling a purpose on this practical side of things, but there is like a bigger purpose that now because of this practical thing that is now taken care of, it's like now you can go deeper, and there is somebody there that is willing to go with you. It's almost like they see value in that as well, right? Maybe you're going to see the value in having that person or those people together with you there. So I know that it's a little bit mysterious and abstract, and I'm sorry if I'm not doing a good job in translating this. It is still a mystery for me because it feels like it has to be like this hands-on type of investigation, right? Or at least like a very deep personal type of investigation that maybe just, a family member would really be willing to do that job with you, right? So, Aries, I am going to pull more cards to see where this wants to go. And also, I'm going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So, if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find a link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Bye.